Welcome back to the channel, where we unleash the superpowers of energy. Today, we're diving into the electric world of free energy. Get ready to explore how kinetic energy is shaking things up, and whether it's better than solar and wind energy. First off, let's talk about kinetic energy. Just by moving around, running, biking, or even dancing like nobody's watching, you're generating power. In fact, you might be one awkward dance move away from powering your entire city. Who needs fossil fuels when you can just groove your way to a brighter future? So, what exactly is kinetic energy in this context? It's the energy of motion. Every time you take a step, ride a bike, or even drive your car, you're creating kinetic energy. The big question is, can we capture that energy and turn it into something useful, like electricity? The answer is a resounding yes. Imagine a dance floor that lights up and powers the DJ booth just from people dancing. Or sidewalks that generate electricity to power streetlights as people walk on them. This isn't science fiction, it's happening right now. Companies are developing special tiles, often using something called piezoelectricity. This is a fancy word for materials that create an electric charge when you apply mechanical stress to them, like stepping on a tile. When you press down, you create a tiny bit of electricity. With thousands of footsteps, those tiny bits can add up to something significant. Let's look at some real-world examples. In places like train stations and airports, where there's constant foot traffic, these kinetic tiles are being tested. The idea is to harness the collective movement of thousands of people to power small-scale applications like lighting, charging stations, or digital displays. Think about it, the morning rush hour could literally power the station's lights. Similarly, there are roads being developed that can capture the kinetic energy from passing cars. The weight and motion of vehicles press down on embedded generators, creating electricity. While still in early stages, the potential to turn our busiest highways into power plants is mind-boggling. Now, how does kinetic energy stack up against the heavyweights of renewable energy, solar and wind? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the pros and cons of kinetic energy. The biggest pro is its consistency. As long as people are moving or cars are driving, we can generate electricity. This makes it a really reliable source in high-traffic urban areas. It's instant power. You don't need to wait for the sun to come out or for a strong gust of wind to pick up. Just get moving, and the power starts flowing. This makes it a great workout with amazing benefits. But of course, there are downsides. The biggest con is that it's human-reliant. If everyone decides to stay home and binge their favorite show, we might hit a power dry spell. Sorry, Netflix. Another major limitation is the scale. You can't exactly power an entire city with a bunch of joggers, no matter how enthusiastic they are. The amount of energy generated from a single footstep or a passing car is still relatively small. So, to generate a meaningful amount of electricity, you need a massive amount of movement, which is only available in very specific, densely populated locations. It's not a solution for a quiet suburban street or a rural village. Now let's compare that to solar energy. The pros of solar are huge. First, the sun is an almost unlimited source of energy. It shines everywhere, providing a free, clean power source. Solar panels are also becoming incredibly efficient and affordable. And once they're installed, the maintenance is pretty low. You just let them sit there and soak up those rays, quietly generating power for your home or business. They are a proven, reliable technology that's already powering millions of homes around the globe. But solar has its own set of cons. The most obvious one is that when night falls, the power falls. No sunlight means no energy. While battery storage is getting better, it adds cost and complexity. You need a way to store the energy you generate during the day to use it at night. Solar power is also weather dependent. A string of cloudy or rainy days can seriously reduce your energy production. And finally, solar panels can be a space hog. To power a whole house, you need a significant amount of roof space, and for large-scale solar farms, you need acres upon acres of land. This can be an issue in crowded cities or areas with limited open space, and sometimes your neighbors might not love the view. Next up, wind energy. The pros are compelling. The wind is free. You can't pay for what you can't catch, and wind turbines are designed to do just that. Catch the wind and turn it into electricity. Like solar, wind power is a clean and green source of energy. It produces no pollution during operation, which is a huge win for the environment. On a large scale, wind farms can generate massive amounts of electricity, enough to power entire cities. They are a crucial part of the transition to a sustainable energy future. However, wind energy isn't without its challenges. The biggest con is its dependency on the weather. If the wind isn't blowing, the turbines don't spin, and no energy is produced. This intermittency means you need reliable backup power sources. Also, some people consider wind farms to be an eyesore. Those giant, modern art sculptures that spin can dominate the landscape, and not everyone appreciates their aesthetic. There are also concerns about their impact on wildlife, particularly birds and bats, and the noise they produce can be a nuisance for people living nearby. So, where does that leave us? Can kinetic energy dethrone the titans of solar and wind? For now, the answer is no, not even close. Kinetic energy is a fantastic concept, and it's brilliant for niche applications. Powering streetlights in a busy plaza or charging phones at a festival? Absolutely. It's a great way to engage the public and raise awareness about energy generation. It reminds us that every movement we make has energy, and we can be creative about how we harness it. But it simply doesn't have the scale to replace the massive energy output of solar farms or wind turbines. Think of it this way: solar and wind are the main characters in our renewable energy story. They are the heavy lifters, the ones doing the bulk of the work to power our world sustainably. Kinetic energy, on the other hand, is like a really cool supporting character. It adds a fun, innovative twist to the plot and shows us what's possible when we think outside the box. It complements the main sources, filling in the gaps in unique and creative ways. The future of energy isn't about finding one single perfect solution. It's about building a diverse portfolio of clean energy sources. We'll need solar panels on our roofs, wind turbines in the countryside, and yes, maybe even kinetic tiles on our city streets. Each technology has its own strengths and weaknesses, and by combining them, we can create a more resilient, reliable, and sustainable energy grid. Kinetic energy reminds us that power is all around us, in our busy lifestyles, on sunny days, and during breezy afternoons. The real takeaway here is that innovation in energy is happening everywhere, from massive engineering projects to the very ground beneath our feet. And you are part of that journey. Every time you choose to walk instead of drive, every time you support renewable energy initiatives, you are contributing to a cleaner future. So, let's keep exploring, keep innovating, and keep dancing. Join me on this wild energy journey. Hit that subscribe button and let us find out how we can harness every ounce of energy available to us, one dance move at a time. Thanks for watching, and let's get electrified, folks.